What's up, everybody? Rev Sauce 9. Make sure to rate, like, and subscribe. We're going to be doing a quick review of AEW Collision, the last stop before Revolution, the go-home show for Revolution for 3/2/2024. And I got to tell you, Collision, again, I will say is a B- show. I would say it's a C or a B-, however you give it or take. I would say it's a 7.0 or a 7.75. Was it the best show? It pretty much highlights what's going on for Revolution, to be honest with you. I'm not going to spend much time because most of it was a highlight show. Toni Storm and Diana Peraza, I would honestly tell you that was really good. I like what they're doing with that. Crazy Toni Storm is really good. Kissing Diana Peraza on the cheek and then them going at each other was pretty sweet. Mariah May becoming a casualty out of it. It's kind of setting the seeds for Mariah May to move on. One thing I had a problem with is AEW is still doing the same thing I don't like, is when you have jobbers coming in and then Mariah May just getting win after win after win off of jobbers. It does not benefit the talent. And this is what happened with Wardlow. Wardlow would win matches, but against jobber talent. And now Wardlow is now starting to be featured more, which I liked about the segment tonight. Wardlow was being featured and cutting a devastating promo. Like, these are not just bad promos now that he's cutting. They're devastating. Now they got to put it together with him. Now it's make or bust here for him. Like, this is the last go-around. They better make him look really, really good on the Undisputed Kingdom. They got to make him look really, really good before Adam Cole comes back. They got to make him the face right now while Adam Cole is still nursing a ankle injury or knee or a leg injury. But again, Wardlow, man, can I tell you, he has the promo skills. He just needs to put it all together, and Tony Khan's got to allow that to happen. And what he said against Chris Jericho last night was really good. And then Will Hobbs coming out, and then they're brawling, and then everybody's going at each other, which is great. I think the All-Star Scramble is going to be a good match. I still have Wardlow coming out of this All-Star Scramble as your number one contender. I think it's a little early. Hopefully I'm right about the title match. I hope it's Swerve coming out of that because you have him as the top face. I think Samoa Joe will be okay if he lost the title. I wouldn't be mad if he did. It just makes Swerve Strickland more of a face. But I wouldn't be mad if they still gave it to Samoa Joe here. So, I'm okay with that. We had Zero Romero, Penta. We had Penta versus Dante Martin versus Brian Keith, the Bounty Hunter, which he's been featured. And Penta's been over on Ring of Honor. So for all of you that say they don't feature their talent, they do, but on different shows. So Dante Martin won that three-way for the All-Star Scramble, I should say. One hell of a match, man. Penta is good shit. I wish they would put Penta or put more focus on him. He was a great shit in Lucha Underground and in Impact Wrestling or TNA. I just wish they would feature him more instead of in Ring of Honor. You know what I mean? Penta's good shit. The match started quickly with a Shogun from Penta's glove, and all three men circled in and out of the ring before Penta hit Martin with the sling blade. Penta ran wild, hit the seats. Thirst kick, backstabber before Keith cuts out, drives with a big boot. Keith hits the exploder suplex, Penta near fall. Keith and Penta go trade blows, forearms. Martin took them both down, and then a crossbody. Martin dives in on both men, and we went to a commercial break. And basically, Penta hits a with the Fear Factor on the apron. Martin comes in and drops Penta and destroys on the apron. Martin and the Mamba Splash on Keith in the ring to score the 1-2-3, and that's how that went. The Mamba Splash. I didn't really know that Dante Martin was a Kobe Bryant fan like that. So the Mamba Splash was pretty cool to see. We got highlight packages. So we got Adam Page coming out and basically not coming out, but a highlight package, basically him saying that he's going to ruin Swerve. Swerve will never have a chance at the title. Kind of like what Samoa Joe was doing back in WWE. Oh, Windy! You know what I mean? What he was doing with AJ Styles about the title back then. So they're kind of playing that, which I'm cool with. Adam Page having a mustache and looking crazy is perfect for me. He's a crazy psychopath. Of course. Mariah May defeats Alicia Risk. This is a throwaway match. It was against Jobber Talent. And to me, I just don't care for that. I think Mariah May needs to be further along. You brought her in for all this money, buku money, and more than what WWE could have offered her. And you have her basically beating Jobber Talent. Kind of like what Jade was doing for a minute there under her undefeated streak. Now, this tells me either A, they need more talent on AEW as far as women go, or they're not putting the right people in the right places. But the women's division of AEW is getting hotter, and it's getting better. It was ice cold, but it is getting hotter and a little warmer. Honestly, I liked what Timeless Tony Storm and Diana Peraza was doing here. It was perfect. I liked the segment. These two can entertain me all day long. Diana and Tony Storm can literally entertain me all day long, and I'd be happy with that all day. Sold on Mariah May, her work, and heavily reminiscent to Jamie Hayter. They were talking about Jamie Hayter throughout the match that she had against Jobber Talent. And I don't want to say Alicia Risk is Jobber Talent, but it looked like that's how they set her up. No ring music to come out, no nothing, and just come out and get your ass beat. So Jamie Hayter has been very, very touted. So it tells me Jamie Hayter's on her way back. I think they're going to set up Jamie Hayter and possibly Britt Baker versus Monet. I think that'll be the first go around. I think you will see Jamie Hayter come back. Big business. I think you will see Jamie Hayter to an extent. They need Jamie Hayter. Jamie Hayter was leading that division nicely. Now, I want to see Diana Peraza win the, the main belt, the women's belt. I want to see her do that. And then I want to see the TBS women's side of things. Julie Hart, I'm surprised, is not defending it against anybody. I really thought maybe they'd do Chris Statlander, her too. Or maybe they would do, Nightingale and her maybe. But they're not. That TBS championship belt, that other women's belt, is looking kind of ice cold. So, they need to do something with that. I just don't think having a kickoff match is it for me, Chief. If I had to go the way of thinking, I would probably go Julia Hart and Sky Blue here. I like Willow Nightingale and I like Chris Statlander, but I think Chris Statlander should turn heel at this point. One of them needs to turn heel because it's kind of hokey pokey with Stothy Hathaway kind of being a heel manager. It kind of makes sense. He also runs Ring of Honor as a general manager. We had the Bang Bang Scissor Gang and we had the Dark Order here. The Dark Order got defeated. Why are the titles not being put up at Revolution as a kickoff thing? Why do we have the AEW Championship, Trios Championship, being defended against the Dark Order instead of having a match, hokey pokey match on Collision? This is where I give the B-/C average to Collision and Rampage. Sometimes, things make sense on these shows, and then there's things that don't make sense. This makes no sense. And the Bang Bang Scissor Gang, I like it. I think it's cool. I think it's awesome, but here's the thing. I really think they should go away from this, and these two factions should separate. One should be on Ring of Honor, and the other one should be on Dynamite Collision and the other, and they should be defending their belts. I think, I like Matt Castor, I like Anthony Bowens, and I like Daddy Ass, Billy Gunn, but at the end of the day, I find it to falling flat now. I find, look, they're trying to go for the huge Bullet Club Elite thing, in All Elite. I get it, but it's falling flat for me personally. It's just falling flat. And I just feel like, AEW could be doing better here, a little bit better than what they are doing. So that's just me being honest. Now, Dark Order, seeing them back on television is great, but it just seems like they job out every time they're on television. They need to be, and I know they've been on Ring of Honor, and I get where they've been placed. They've been placed on Ring of Honor television, which is fine and high and dandy and righteous and all that. I'm cool with that. It's like the Righteous. The Righteous are more of an ROH product, and there's kind of roster splitting if you go there. On certain rosters like Saraya and the Hardys and all that have been featured more on Rampage. And it looks like Tony's kind of keeping, the House of Black, FTR, Miro, and things like that. And, Thunder Rosa over there. I want to see Thunder Rosa on Dynamite. Why are we holding her just to Collision unless she has to be just on Collision? But that's just me. Willow Nightingale, Chris Statlander, and Stothy Hathaway had a promo. Finally, Willow Nightingale cutting the We for the Children shit and actually saying, I'm going to beat your ass. And looking serious when she says it. Willow, I need you to be more hyped. I need you to be more serious. You need to say, I'm going to beat your ass, bitch. You got to do something better than just, I'm going to beat your ass. Because you look hokey pokey. And I like when you look serious. Willow, when you are serious, you're on the money. What you did with Mercedes Moné for New Japan Strong, you need to be that and bottle that in. When you first came in, Ring of Honor against Athena, I need you to be that. Not this hokey pokey, we for the children, I'm for the children, blah, blah, blah. No, you ain't a John Cena. You need to be Willow. I really want to see Willow turn heel. I think Willow Nightingale turning heel would be perfect. Chris Statlander's good stuff. Stothy Hathaway would be cool. Wardlow comes out, and I got to tell you this. Wardlow's coming in on his own. I think if Wardlow gets win after win against good opponents, not jobbers, and he goes up the ranks, I could see him as World Heavyweight Champion. I could. Maybe a new TNT champion, maybe an all international crown. Maybe he can go into Ring of Honor and win their belt. I know it's not going to be the sexy belt as people want him to have, but that's going to be probably given to Adam Cole most likely eventually. I really think Will Ospreay will get the belt next. I think it's going to be Will Ospreay next. I think Samoa will come out of the triple threat out of that, but I really want Swerve Strickland. Strickland is my man. This guy's killing it. He's slaying it. I want to see him win the belt. I think there's going to be some hokey pokey in that triple threat. I think Samoa Joe goes down, and I think Adam Page eats a pin. I really do. I really believe Swerve Strickland's going to have Adam Page. I really think Adam Page is going to eat a pin here. And that'll just be that third pin that Swerve Strickland needs. I really think Swerve's going to be your champion. How long? How many days? It's hard. I think Swerve will hold it for a month if you're lucky, and he'll just be a transitional champion, and that sucks because you got All In coming in soon. So Chris Jericho comes out, basically Chris Jericho doing Chris Jericho things. I'm not surprised with Chris Jericho coming out basically saying, I was champion way before you. You've been in catering and things like that, the typical thing. Serena Deeb, the last few weeks on Collision has been fantastic. The Professor, I'm glad to see her back with her mental health right, and she's killing it. Did a devastating promo saying she'll take in anybody or anything. I think she should go to Ring of Honor, honestly, and go face Athena for that women's champion. I think, Athena's had it for too long. I think it's about time. Private Party. Now, this is where I went, really, AEW, really? We're giving Private Party momentum without having to be part of a faction. And here comes Jeff Jarrett, Satman Singh, helping him out against Christopher Daniels and Matt Sydal when they need more tag teams. And they're celebrating like they're part of this faction again. Why? And why? Private Party's good shit. Why are we having these guys as their heels? Yes. Or tweeners, but why the fuck are we having them go and be part of Jeff Jarrett's group? And yes, I know we haven't seen Jeff Jarrett. I think it's going to be Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal here soon, coming soon, because they've been feuding on and off on AEW television. Again, They drop Cassidy with the hold on. I'm out of order with my notes. So Private Party. So commercial break. Daniels drops Cassidy with an STO. Seidel tags in and ran out wild. An outnumbered Private Party. Double team Santon. Matt Seidel for a near fall. Daniels gets tagged in. And then Jarrett Crew comes out. And does some hokey pokey shit. And Private Party gets a 1, 2, 3. What are we doing? Isaiah Cassidy and his partner do not need to be in another hokey pokey fucking group, faction, whatever. And let's get this Jay Lethal feud going with Jeff Jarrett and have Jay Lethal come back in whole ass and win belts. Absolutely absurd. Jay Lethal is way better than that. I think this whole Jeff Jarrett group thing is ridiculous in AEW. They need to break up and be done. We got a video package. Bryan Danielson and Eddie Kingston for the International Crown match ahead of their Revolution match. Really good stuff. And then we get to Brian Cage, Roderick Strong, Christian Cage, Kill Switch with Nick Wayne, Prince Nana, and Serena Wayne. And they defeat Orange Cassidy, Trent Beretta, Daniel Garcia, and Hook. This match was just whack. Like, I'm not into 8-man tags like that. I think they're hokey pokey as your main event. I just think, they have a stacked card for Revolution. I feel Revolution's kickoff could be literally more matches, in my opinion. No Adam Copeland at a Collision or at Revolution. And honestly, here, I'm going to say this to you guys here. Like, I like Trent Beretta, but why do we have him in these kind of hokey pokey matches? Trent Beretta should be on his own. I don't understand. And then Daniel Garcia is good shit. But again, I get they're playing the story of him and Christian Cage, but this match kind of fell flat for me. So I honestly will say B-C show. It's a 7.70 or 5, and then it would be like a 7 or a 6.69 for me. It's average. I think going into a pay-per-view, I get the highlight package. I get the idea of this, but this 8-man tag should have meant more. And I felt it was kind of, at the end, they were brawling outside the ring after the fact. They were beating each other up. Roderick putting Orange Cassidy in a hold. Like, it's great, but we could have had one match, maybe Orange Cassidy versus somebody, maybe Orange Cassidy, a tag match, and then we could have everybody coming out the outside and fuckery could be happening. You know what I mean? But an 8-man tag is a little hokey pokey to me tonight for yesterday night. But anyway. I got Sting and Darby winning their match against the Young Bucks and vacating the titles right after that. I think that's the right way to do it. A send-off. And then maybe doing a tournament. I'm for it. The women's match, like you guys know, I got Deanna. I'm a big fan. I think we do see Okada here at Revolution. I think you do see Okada before Big Business. I think that's the first domino to fall. I think you see that. I could be wrong. Now, do we see Jamie Hayter early? That's the thing. They were teasing Jamie Hayter. Do we see Jamie Hayter at Revolution after that women's match? Maybe some hokey pokey happens and Toni Storm wins, and then we wind the tapes back and they bring Jamie Hayter out, and Jamie Hayter holds the belt and says, "I'm coming for you, bitch," or something of the range. Or maybe she goes into the TBS thing. I don't know. But I do see some fuckery happening on Revolution. I do see Ric Flair being active in this match. I do see Ric Flair doing some type of carny shit. But I do see Sting and Darby walking out with the belts and Sting going out in the sunset and vacating the belts after the fact on Dynamite. And then them holding a tournament after the fact for new tag champs like they did before. Buddy Matthews versus Mark Briscoe. I forgot to mention that real quick. Honestly, I could care less. This was a throwaway match. Mark Briscoe going after the House of Black. Again, I don't know why we give Buddy Matthews singles matches, but we're not giving Malachi Black more singles matches. Malachi Black should be in the main event titles scene. Honestly, he deserves to be there, not the 6-man or fucking tag team. Maybe he requested that. He should be in the International Crown side. He should be in the international or intercontinental side of things, or Atlantic. He should be fighting for the TBS TNT champion belt. I think there's a lot of things they could be doing here with Malachi Black. Again, I just feel like he's been underused. I like the 6-man stuff they've done. Don't get me wrong. I've liked the tag team stuff they do. But I wish these guys would break off and do their own thing, kind of like what Julia Hart's doing. I think what Julia Hart is doing within the House of Black, the inner women's side of the House of Black, is better than the men's side right now. And I just feel that way. Sky Blue's doing amazing things with Julia Hart, and I think they're going to come out the victor on the other side. But Buddy Matthews is good shit, but you have Buddy Matthews losing matches, and that's the thing I don't like personally. Anyway, I got to get out of here. I told you 20 minutes or 20 minutes at the max. I've gone over by 2 minutes. I appreciate you guys for coming and watching the reviews this week. I'll have a Revolution review up tomorrow at some point. Thank you guys for stopping in. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.